What's up, YouTube? I tried streaming and I have everything set up, so I wanted to still talk to y'all. And I had this Q&A that I was supposed to do, so I'm gonna do that. If you don't know me, my name is Povee, Povee. I make music and short films and art. Yeah. So today I'm just going to answer a couple of questions I have from some supporters and go through my plans that I made for the last season, I guess, and try to figure out what I need to change, what I can still do. All that. We use milanote. If you haven't heard of milanote, yeah, let's get into it. I'm trying something new with this too, like this whole layout. So let me know if you like it. Know if you can hear me. All them things. Like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff. First question: if you could choose one art form to do for the rest of your life, which one would it be? All right. It's super hard. It's good to have this milanote open because y'all can kind of see. I have prints over here, so like illustration, and then logo design, videos, music. So it's a lot of different avenues I could go. So I get what you're saying. I think I would say like creative direction, if I could say that. So that'd be more like writing and planning, like this stuff that I'm doing here. Although do still a part of the process of these things, then like I'm planning. But if they wouldn't let me, the only thing I could do is lead it. I mean that would be, I would like that more than being stuck in any of these. And I don't want to say stuck. Stuck feels like the wrong word, but like I think I just love storytelling in art, and that can be done in a lot of ways. You know what? I think I would say movies, like directing movies, just because I think that really does take all of this stuff and put it together in one thing. I think A24 does a good job at it, like with their little like packages that they do, like their posters and stuff. But just something that still keeps all avenues of these things. So I would say either movie direction or just like creative direction for like companies or artists and things like that. That's where I'll go. I didn't do anything on this thing yet. This is all the stuff from volume 0. It's like all the stories I want to tell. I think I do need to start with this print. This is supposed to be like Povee and Reno. This is supposed to be done April 1st. I can still go back and do these things. These shows already passed. These actually weren't too bad, but yeah, there's just so many ideas that I make and don't really execute on. But I feel like I'm getting better and better. Like some of this stuff was done. Like the logo was made in this show. Like I made this flyer and then I made the second flyer. Is it in here? I don't think it's in. It's not in here. But I made the second flyer. I didn't make the branding for Six Fingers, but I did sell Six Fingers. Some of that stuff got done. But anyways, let's get to the next question. What we're trying to focus on today with what I'm working on is figuring out how I can adjust and make these plans more successful. Like get more steps of the plan done than I usually do. I think I'm getting better day by day, but also real quick, these YouTubers are amazing. Lynn and Micah, I think is his name. I put the names somewhere over here. Yeah. Okay. Question number 2. Who are some of your artistic influences when it comes to your physical art? Has drawing ever helped the music process? I love this question. Artistic influences. I grew up a lot on Dragon Ball Z specifically. I always say anime, but really it was just Dragon Ball Z. And so I took a lot of influence from them, but recently it's been a lot of influence from, I need to say his name right, hold on. The creator of My Hero. Horikoshi. Is he? Yeah, this guy. Okay, cool. yeah, his art is really good. The color is really good. I love the way he draws his faces. I feel like drawing faces is a big thing that I've always been into. So like comic books and manga were big for me just because they're like creative ways of showing the face and showing expressions. Also like showing action. I'm getting a lot of, I wouldn't say I'm getting a lot of inspiration artistically. Like I'm using it. I feel like I need to, and it's something I'm trying to work on. But let's see, the creator of Kagurabachi. Kagurabachi is another not anime, manga that I'm into right now. And the way they draw action is amazing. Let's see. Okazono? Okazono. I don't think I've ever said this person's name. So, but yeah, they are amazing. Yeah, super dope. I think it's just like the big eyes and like Japanese aesthetic. I think I have a lot of influence from that. I read a lot of American comic books. Like I read a lot of Spider-Man and stuff like that when I was a kid, but I think I really got influence from it. I liked reading it, but I didn't really like drew like them. Besides like anatomy, I think I got a lot of anatomy from like comic books in general. But comic books and manga is like the big answer. Like I said, Dragon Ball Z was like something I grew up on for most of my life, so a lot of stuff um was an influence from that. I used to draw comic books when I was a kid, and they were all kind of influenced by Dragon Ball Z. So yeah. And then does that play a part into the way I make my music? Definitely. Get back into so even this, like all of this in the way that it's set up. Where's April at? So April was supposed to be all of the things I'm doing for Six Fingers, which I don't even think I need to look at this because it's mostly business stuff, like how I was going to sell and what merch I was doing, which I'm trying to get away from. But even the idea of Povee and Reno being two characters and two sides of the same person, I reference anime a lot in a lot of my music. Um, like all of it is almost like a manga story. So like I think of it like a, a comic book or a manga. And it kind of holds me up with a lot of like my releases. Like I feel like a lot of people just, make music and then, make music, make the cover and be done. But I just feel like I have so much story behind it that I feel like if I release this right now, then that will mess up the continuity of the story going forward, and I have to blah blah blah. So like even like Six Fingers right now, I have a whole bunch of music videos I want to make, but I ain't made them because uh, there's a progression in the story that I want to do. They wouldn't make too much sense. So sometimes it holds me up. I can't tell if it's a good thing or bad thing sometimes because like good thing in the sense of you know I care about the story, but bad thing in the sense of it's hard for me to keep up. It's hard for me to keep up and stay in front of people. But I think it's something that I need to do whenever it comes to my music and my art. Like like I said, storytelling is the big thing that I care about and the big thing that I want to do. Um, so um, I feel like it has to be a part of the music whenever I make it. Like a lot of the songs on Six Fingers, the last project I put out, are split between Povee's perspective and Reno's perspective. And even talking about like me fighting myself, like, and if y'all have heard Twin on the Untitled, talk about like not being like other people. There's a whole like superpower aspect in that. Look, my camera went off. That's stupid. I don't know how much of that that my camera was on for, but there's a superhero aspect to that I'm trying to bring into as well. So, anyways, let's get to the next question. So I'm just yapping. Writing your bars versus punching in freestyle, which one is better? Okay, pretty easy question. I would personally say I write my bars more punching freestyle is fun for when I just like I want to make music, and I feel like it's important to get your thoughts out in music sometimes, just real quick, like being able to create whenever you need to. So sometimes writing hinders that. So being able to just punch in and have fun with that is important. But I think like especially for like projects and bigger things, writing every time. Some aspects are punched in, and some aspects are like I'll write them and then get to the booth and start rapping, and like have to adjust. And so that's punching in and kind of like freestyling. But honestly, like never been big on off the dome, just rapping. First of all, my speech is not all that great. Niggas can people can barely understand me like when I'm just talking. So like I'm trying to think of words on the fly. It's like I can say them in my head, but when I'm trying to say them out loud, it's like my speech is gonna mess me up more than like my thoughts of bars. Um, and again, going back to the storytelling aspect, just like writing it, make sure that my themes are still there and everything. Sometimes I will write a whole bunch and then get to the booth and kind of freestyle from what I wrote. Like I'll just write a story or write like notes about feelings and get to the booth and kind of freestyle and then write after that. So it's kind of like a back and forth kind of thing for me. Because again, freestyling and punching in, make sure that those emotions is the front runner and like you're not really thinking about what you're saying. It's just all what you're feeling. So that's still important. I just think the right answer is a healthy combination of both to make the right product. But if I had to choose one, I would choose right. So yeah. Make a new board for me. That was I think I want to do one film, one art piece, and one piece of music every month. I want to be some Povee. Should I keep on 6 fingers or move on? Let's just put short film. Let's put all things first. Maybe we'll come back and do this live. Music. I know the music is Dear Mr. Halo. It's the project. That's the next project. I ain't gonna say too much about it. Surprise. You'll see. And then a piece. I don't want to do a campus. Get back to these questions. Question number 4. Yeah. If nobody was listening to what you had to say, would music or art in general still matter to you? 1,000%. It's crazy how important it is for me. It's like, I think sometimes I get lost in, I want to try to find success in it and money in it so that I can do it freely because of how important it is for me to hear. Like it's just like a big journal for myself. Again, going back to the storytelling, like it's storytelling. I'm gonna keep telling y'all. It's important for me to hear these things and see these things for me to get through like my day to day. Like writing music and listening and consuming art is like how I get through the motions and like some of the most important things to me. I think everything is art, honestly. Like I think that's one of the reasons that I'm a Christian and God is so important to me, just because like He is the biggest artist. And like looking around in the world, like something like even when the world is shitty like it is now, like looking around and being able to look at like the trees and like architecture and just all the things that you can see in your day to day that you don't really think about, and thinking about the intricacies of it and how it was built and who built those hands, and just it's all just beautiful. So it gives me an appreciation of what life is. And so I feel like it's just so important for me to have. I think the reason that I do it and want to do it to the point where I can spread it, again, so I can do it freely, but also because like I think it's important for me to tell that story to other people. I think a problem I've had is being selfish with it, and again, I need it for myself and not thinking about who I could help with that. I think when I try to get into the scene and like try to get like successful with it, I'd get lost in trying to be popular or hit the niche. And I need to start remembering that my story is important to tell to y'all too. Even like these things and like doing this vlog, like I feel like it's not professional or I ain't doing it right, blah, whatever. It's just, I needed to do it so that y'all can see me trying. I hope that means something to y'all, like anybody else who's trying. I forget how important it is, like, for people to relate. And so, like, I feel like I'll be messing up and, like, letting y'all down. But realizing that other people are trying to and having struggles and trying to figure it out. And me just showing y'all that I'm also trying to figure it out is important, just as important as me, like, having it all together. Um, I'm saying all that to say, like, um, life is hard, and art is what makes me feel like it's worth it. Makes me feel like it's something that can push us forward and bring the world together. And so it's that important to me. And I'm trying to keep that passion and hope it inspires other people to feel the same and do the same. I hope that makes sense in any type of way. Next question. Storytelling theater versus the substance of the music itself. How do you balance the two? It's hilarious. This is the last question because I feel like that's just what I've been talking about basically the whole time. Um, I think they go hand in hand. They, I think storytelling is the front runner. Storytelling is the thing that makes whatever the substance is mean anything. But I do think substance, a substance matters in the sense of, art makes people feel things, and having control of those feelings is important. It's just as important as telling the story. It works hand in hand in making your story hit and making your story have the impact that you want. Me and my dad went and saw this, and so like I said, I'm a Christian. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Christian films, but me and my dad went to see this Christian film, and it was not great as a film. The story was great. The story was important for people who needed to hear that, but the film wasn't great. And so it's not that that story shouldn't have been told. It's that made me realize the importance of substance in making good art, period. Because if not, it will hinder the story you're trying to tell. And I don't think that means like having the best equipment. Like I don't think it looked like cheap. It just was like not shot great, or not like things weren't great. So it's not about having the right resources or like the lack of resources. It's just about wanting to tell a story and knowing how art helps you do that. So that's why I think that's how I think those two things go there. And I'm saying art, like art is the substance, if that makes sense. So like they go hand in hand. Yeah. I've been saying it the whole time that storytelling is just like the most important thing for us as people in general. I think people being able to relate and be inspired is what pushes us all forward. I think we do a lot of comparing when it goes to like social media and things like that. And so I do a lot of comparing, and being able to not compare, but kind of work together. See people that are next to me, not ahead of me or below me or whatever, and working with them, getting better at that. So I think storytelling plays a big part in that. I think storytelling plays a big part in keeping people aware of what's going on. I think the way the world is now, inspiration and awareness of your surroundings is two of the biggest things that people need. So I think all of this plays a part in that. Even like the silly songs even like the silly stupid songs, like the escape of it, of being able to reset your head and get back to something that's not clouded, and then be able to redirect. I do think there's a lot of music and art and films and everything that people take advantage of the way art can make a person feel, and see the profit in that, the business in that. And I think that's been a major problem with all this stuff. Like even me trying to make content, trying to remember that this whole thing of everybody is a content creator now should not be a bad thing. It should be a good thing that everybody can now be an artist in all these different ways. And I need to stop thinking, oh, there's money in it now. I can do this and I can do this. If I just do this video like this, then I can getting a million views. Like, it's dangerous, how powerful it is, but it's inspiring that it's so important to everybody now. So we have the chance to change the narrative of why it's important. And I want to stay on top of that. So, anyways, I hope this was a good video. I said I was going to work while I was doing it, and I barely did anything, but I hope that's okay. I hope you had a good time. Let me switch to the chat. Boom. I hope you had a good time. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you all for listening. Whoever is here. If you are here, like, bless you. That I want to do in May. Like I said, I want to do one of like all of my little avenues type of thing. So, more art on the way. Hopefully gonna stay on top of doing these YouTube videos. Hopefully gonna stay on top of streaming soon. Things planned. Things always planned, but we're gonna do them this time. Let's see. I hope you come along for the journey. If you see me succeed or fail, it will be in front of you. And hope you have a good time. Come with me on that. Yeah, just yapping. All right. Povee love. I see y'all.